Hey guys, it's Hunter. Welcome back to another episode of AskGufish. Before you ask, yes, this pimple is pretty painful. I'm calling it Vesuvius because it's a big mountain that kind of just exploded out of nowhere. Anyways, join our Discord server. It's super chill. We just broke 1,000 members. And we're thinking of maybe doing subscriber gaming sessions. Link to join is in the description. Hit that like button. Let's just jump straight into your questions. Hey Hunter, any favorite weird shaped guitars you like?
Nope.
And not because I'm opposed to wacky or creative shapes. Like, I'm not advocating for pure traditionalism, like every guitar should only be a Strat, a Tele, or a Les Paul. I guess, like, check out Ergon guitars. They have some of the most wacky, crazy shapes out there. They're all kind of different. They're fluid, almost like formless, which is super interesting. Really intriguing stuff. I wouldn't say I necessarily like them, though. So yeah, I'm all for creativity. I just haven't come across a weird shape that I actually like yet. Thoughts on all of these new Epiphones? Hot damn, those Les Pauls and Coronets are sexy. Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff going on here. Let's break it down. Judging by the pickups, this looks to be a new, more modern color for the existing Firebird. Although, how cool would it be if we got a Firebird modern? There's the fabled 59 that may or may not be shipping from retailers in the next few weeks. Supply is so messed up right now. The Fade Les Paul looks really interesting though. It could just be a new color option for the Les Paul Modern, but going from the color of the pickguard, it's white instead of black. The color of the knobs, they're amber instead of clear. And the fact that it actually has a pickup ring, I'm almost kind of hoping that it's like a 59 modern, like a blend of the best features between the two. Aged gloss finish and Gibson pickups from the 59, asymmetrical neck shape, intense wiring scheme, and Grover locking tuners from the modern. Maybe it's even an asymmetrical 50s rounded neck, first time done on any guitar, Gibson or Epiphone. I don't know, that could be a stretch. What do you think? What do you think this new Fade Les Paul is? Then, as you pointed out, the Coronet looks like it's making a comeback. I keep thinking Cornetto and getting really excited. But yeah, with this guitar, I can't say I'm too into the shape, but it's great for fans of the junior single P90 style that there's another option available from Epiphone. Maybe it's just me, but I think it would have looked better with like satin transparent stains, like what Epiphone calls worn finishes. The bright gloss just looks too 1950s for my taste. Then the Crestwood Custom though. I'll admit, I've never tried a Bigsby, so I don't know how useful it is, but damn, they look cool. The Crestwood will probably be similar to the one they reissued in 2015. Mini humbuckers, oval pearloid inlays that stop on the 15th fret, Epiphone trematone vibrato, which isn't exactly a Bigsby, but it is Bigsby-like. Even with the vibrato, the body shape still isn't for me. It just looks kind of goofy with the rest of the classy appointments. And apparently they've got a ton of neck dive, but it's always good to see new production models from Epiphone outside of your standard Les Pauls and your SGs. I mean, I would never complain about a new Les Paul, but variety is always good. Also, basses. The Embassy bass seems to be back. I don't know much about them, besides the name, or even about basses in general, but the green and the gold one, or what do they call it? Smoked almond metallic. I just love how the Muse finishes are creeping across more of the standard line. It makes it more Epiphone and not just doing affordable versions of whatever Big Daddy Gibson is doing. But yeah, this Embassy, it's a reissue of a model they introduced in 1963. They did a run for their 65th anniversary, joining the Gibson family of brands a while back. It looks like it'll be making a full return to the main lineup, chrome P90 bass pickups and everything. Now, is it just me, or do weird shapes just work with bass guitars? Like with the 6-string, this is mad ugly. As a bass, it's pretty cool. As excited as I always get for new Epiphones, I'm still waiting for those prophecies. They're gonna be so kick-ass. So Algin's just talked to Premier Guitar on stream about the new Fluences. I guess now I'm allowed to talk about them too. So these are not your standard Fluences. They're exclusive to just the Prophecy series, so they've got different voices compared to anything that you can currently get off the shelf. Voice 1, I believe, is the same as the Fluence Modern. I could be wrong, but if I'm right, that's your active modern voice. Voice 2 is a vintage burst bucker, which you don't get on any other Fluences. And then Voice 3 is your single coil voice. Algin says on stream that Voice 3 is a P90 type thing, which again is really cool because currently the single coil voices on the Classic and the KSE sets are more like Stratty type singles instead of the beefier, really raw and wild P90. Oh, I can't wait for them. I just remembered how cool the finishes are too. Actually, Follow Punter from the future here. In another place, Algin's saying that Voice 1, you get the modern Gibson sound. So I'm not sure if that's active. Maybe it's like a Dirty Fingers instead, but no pole pieces like the Fluence Moderns has me wondering if he misspoke. I'll ask him next time I get a chance. Anyways, the prophecies are going to be kick-ass, but which Epiphones are you most excited about? Coronet, Prophecy, 59, the bass, in which case, what are you even doing on this channel? Poll in the top right. Damn it, that's not a thing anymore. Let me know in the comments then. I guess YouTube out here just killing all the joy. Pho or ramen? Pho. Always. It's delicious. It's the best hangover cure. It's cheap, so you can get bami to go as well. 100% team pho. What about you? Are you team pho winner or are you team ramen loser? Let me know in the comments. Megadeth is gonna drop a new album soon. Are you excited, not excited, or just generally don't care? That's a good question. Dave Mustaine is Megadeth, right? Besides like David Ellefson, the bassist, and even he left for a decade, it's always been Mustaine at the core, and then this rotating door of musicians coming in and out. It's essentially like a solo project, or at least that's how it feels to me. And I have incredible respect for Dave Mustaine. How could you not? He was unceremoniously booted from Metallica, and instead of giving up, became one of the most successful metal musicians in the world. In 2002, he damaged nerves in his hand and had to relearn the guitar. Just last year, he was diagnosed with throat cancer, and now already we're getting a new Megadeth album? The dude is a straight up metal machine. But every Megadeth album, there's like one or two that I really like, and then the rest, not so much. And also I feel like without a core group of musicians, we haven't been able to see the band's music have this natural progression, like see everybody grow together as collaborative songwriters. And not taking away from the music, Atulamon and Trust are songs that I have on heavy rotation. Just on a personal level, I feel less invested in this band that mainly consists of what seems like hired guns. So your options were excited, not excited, generally don't care. None of the above. I'm happy they're releasing a new album. New Megadeth can never be a bad thing. I'm looking forward to it. I'm just not a first-class ticket holder on the hype train like I am with the new Black Stone Cherry. They just dropped a new song yesterday. It's called Again. It's real good. God, I love that band. Before we get into the next question, I want to give massive shout out to Damon Petrich and the rest of the amazing supporters over on Patreon for making what I do possible. You guys are truly awesome. If you want to directly support what I do as well and get bonus perks like MP3s and tabs to all the demo tracks, link is in the cards. Yeah, you guys are the best. Into the next question. Do you feel like you create videos that are targeted at a younger millennial Gen Z audience, or do you just create videos on the newer metal related gear? Do you see yourself as someone who connects with the younger audience? I don't target any particular audience, dude. I would say a lot of people above a certain age don't really vibe with the type of music that I like to play, to put it lightly. Especially recently, I've been taking a lot of stylistic cues in editing from YouTube gaming and YouTube meme culture.
Gasp. I never would have guessed.
And that does put older audiences off, but that's the content I consume on YouTube. Like, I barely watch anything guitar related. My thing has always been make content that I would want to watch. Like, I always want to make the videos enjoyable, even if you don't give a shit about that particular guitar or amp or pedal or whatever. And I do try to cover modern, exciting gear, and it seems like younger players are more receptive to new brands and new ideas. For example, Evertune, Fishman Fluence pickups. I'm super enthusiastic about those. Cover them all the time. And I don't want to make any blanket statements, but there are a lot of very rude, elitist guitarists above a certain age who could do with a refresher in manners, and they get banned real quick. Like, there's constructive criticism, which is appreciated, and then there's being a dick. Don't be a dick. So they get removed. So I don't feel like I necessarily target any particular audience. I feel like you guys have made your own natural community. And you can see that in the Discord server. It's really active. Everyone's always talking about guitar and non-guitar related stuff. Point is, join our Discord server. It's chill. Unless you're a dick, then don't join. And thoughts on Gojira's new track, Another World? 10 out of 10 for the Borderlands style video and Gojira Joe explaining the physics of a wormhole. Not gonna spoil anything if you haven't seen it yet, but I love the French twist on that very famous movie ending. I can't wait for live shows to be a thing again. They killed it on the last Knotfest tour. But yeah, I'll leave a link below if you haven't seen it yet. It's real good. Thoughts on the new Harley Benton Singlecuts? Harley Benton and Singlecuts, now you're speaking my language. So this was not one that I was a part of. I didn't even know it was happening. Otherwise, it's a project I probably would have insisted on being involved with. Because as you know, I'm all about the single cut and getting good instruments into the hands of guitarists at affordable prices to create music. And the SC Custom 2 is a combination of those factors. So what's new? What's changed on the updated version? From a first glance, I was actually confused. I couldn't tell. But it turns out the Jatoba fingerboards are now roasted, so that should provide better stability. Plus, the darker color looks better on a single cut. And they've also started doing the set through cutaway for better upper fret access. Although it does look a little bit wonky, so I don't know what's up with that, but it shouldn't affect playability at all. Other than that, same specs as the originals: mahogany body set, mahogany neck, Korean WSC hardware, Grover tuners, Roswell LAF pickups, but all in all, not bad for 230 euros. There's now way more color options too. Vintage black, white, and ocean flame are back, but now you've also got honey burst, lemon flame, and paradise burst with flame tops. That'd be flame maple veneers. Obviously, we're not talking full caps on these 200 euro guitars. And also, we've got silver burst. I mean, silver burst is just so cool. The vintage black with the Floyd 1000 also makes a return. I still want to try that out. Toma never sent me another one after last year when USPS showed up to my door with cops demanding more than the guitar was worth in import fees after they'd already delivered it. Obviously, I said no. So USPS sent it all the way back to Germany, and still haven't tried one yet. So what do you think of these? I mean, I think they're not super exciting. They're a natural progression of where the line needed to go, with better upper fret access, more colors, darker fingerboard to make them look higher end. Are these interesting to you? Do you want to see them on the channel? I'm not opposed, but other than the Floyd version, I don't think it's anything that we haven't covered before on here. Maybe we can do a demo and then like a quick mod, like throw some EMGs in there. Let me know what you think. All right, now what am I listening to this week? Well, I gotta tell you, the Halo Infinite gameplay trailer is making me feel some kind of Halo way. I am so pumped for that game, and one of the best things about Halo has always been the music. It's orchestral, it's so dynamic, there's so many peaks and valleys, it's tense, it's epic. Perfect use of percussion and the choir, obviously. And they've just released 2 brand new tracks from the upcoming game. My favorite is, crap, what's it called? Set a Heart in Your Fire. That's my favorite. I was eating a cookie the first time I listened to it, and it was like I was saving the universe one bite at a time. I'll leave a link down below. It's only 2 minutes long, so even if you don't normally listen to orchestral stuff, I highly recommend giving this a shot. Now, of course, it's time to hear from yet another adoring fan. It's the high praise of the week. You are probably the most grateful shill/salesman in all of GuitarTube. I could see you swallowing down a very large and sloppy turd sandwich if it came with the right dessert. Parentheses, $. Nah, that's Patrick Hunter. But if you think anybody does guitar demo YouTube for the money, well, if you're looking for something that pays well for the amount of time you put into it, I highly recommend getting a real job. I should go back to corporate. And that'll do it for this week's episode of AskGufish. If you enjoyed it, do me a favor and hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for all notifications. That way, YouTube might let you know when I upload a new video. Leave your comments and your questions for future episodes down below. Social media, merch, and Discord server links are in the description. As always, thanks so much for watching. You've been awesome, and I'll see you for the next video.